Hi, everybody. This is Belinda Mendoza with Feng Shui here in Austin, Texas. I've been practicing now for over 20 years, and I'd like to share some tips with you on the importance of your vehicle and in correlation to the art of Feng Shui. So, really, if you think about the art of Feng Shui, what would a car have to do with that, right? It's the art of harmonious placement. The two words mean wind and water, they have to do with flow. But whenever we talk about good energy, that's what we are attaining and we're working towards when we are doing our feng shui work. So that would apply to everything, how we look, the feng shui the way we dress, and that would apply to our car. Now, everything in feng shui also has symbolism. And so I thought I would, touch on something that's very important. It's one of the more expensive purchases that we make, and a very useful tool for most of us who live in cities where it's difficult to ride a bike or take a bus. You need a car, you need a vehicle. And in the art of feng shui, as I said, everything is symbolic. The car or the automobile that you use is your vehicle through life. So it needs to function at its optimum. It directly correlates to your life and your health. So a broken down car is like a broken down body. And different parts of the car would relate to different parts of your body, just like your house would. So, for example, I heard today about a relative whose truck was just gave out on him in the freeway. And so it had to be towed. And it's going to take 3 weeks. They're going to have to redo the motor. It was steaming. And they had to drive a ways to get off the road. So that caused more problems. So several things there. Obviously, if a car gets to the point where it has to have its motor replaced, or it's, leaking something like to where, maybe the radiator to where it's steaming, it probably had given you some symptoms before that, just like any illness would. And so then the car breaks down completely, and it costs you a lot of money and inconvenience, time and energy. So knowing this person, they travel quite a bit, and they probably don't take time to maintain the car. They just put gas in it and change the oil, and they just go, 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 go. And so eventually, this is what happens. Now, obviously, there are times where you maintain your car very well, and then something just breaks down, it's a faulty part or whatever. The key there is that you just replace that, you get it fixed, and then your life is back in working order again. So it's very important that your car is well maintained at all times, free of dirt, free of clutter, just like your house, that you can see out of the windshield clearly, because again, the eyes are the windows to the soul in feng shui, and you want to see clearly. So those are all important things. Make sure that your lights are always working, your brake lights, your check your air filters and things like this. Be proactive on your car, just like in your home. This is also going to reflect on your body in terms of your health. If your health is going to be really good or not, it can be reflective in your car. So I thought I'd give you a couple of tips to think about, and also realize it's very powerful energy in your life to have your car looking great and running well. If you're running a business and you go up to people's homes to see them as part of your business, that's a reflection of your business. So having your car looking in tip-top shape, reflects on the quality of the service that you're going to provide that client. So just remember that. I mean, you wouldn't want someone to drive up to your house that may be a realtor who's trying to sell you, talk to you about buying a very expensive home, and they drive up in a, beat up jalopy, or a car that's filthy, or a car that makes a lot of noise when they drive up to see you, or that is, looks like it's just hasn't been maintained or well kept. It's a reflection on that person who's trying to sell you a service. So it all connects to you. Your car is that way, just the way your home is. So a few tips there, as I already mentioned, is keeping it free of clutter, keeping it clean, Make sure you can see out the windows. I came from the medical device industry. I was in medical sales for 18 years, previously as a pharmaceutical rep and then into medical sales. And the one thing that there were a lot of positives from that career that I was in. And one of them is they do a pretty hardcore training on how to pack your car, because they want you to make a lot of calls in a day without missing time. And you have to have all the right materials when you're going in to see the doctor, because again, you don't know if you're going to see them again or when the next appointment's going to be. So you have to be prepared. And so my regional manager, the first day we worked together, he says, we're going to pack your car. And basically we had several bins. One was for the art medical journals, one was for the giveaways, one was for the drug samples, and then I had my pharmaceutical bag. And so all of that was just nicely arranged and aligned so that every time I stopped the car to go to a different building and make calls, I could just pull from each bin, reload my pharmaceutical bag, and then keep going. And so that gave me a really fundamental training in being organized in my back seat in my car, of my trunk. So those of you who haven't had that kind of training or thought process, just remember that, if you carry a lot of sporting equipment and baby stuff, and then your own stuff, and then your work stuff, and it's all in the back seat, that's just weight, it's clutter, and it's not going to give you any real focus in those areas. Keep them separate if you can. Have a bin just for the baby stuff. Have a bin just for your gym workout clothes. Have a bin just for your, grocery bags. Have a bin just for your work bag, so that when you open up the trunk, it's not all scattered. It doesn't attack you, and the same with your glove compartment. I was traveling with someone and she got stopped, and the police asked for the insurance, and she asked me to press the button to open the glove compartment, and it almost exploded. It was so full. It just went, crazy, and everything flew out. That's not good. That's like your wallet. You don't want to have a wallet that does that, because again, it's not showing no respect for money. And again, your car deserves the respect as well. So be sure you think about those things, because they are important. They are a reflection of energy, a reflection of you, and they give you energy or take energy away. And then the final tip is, if you want to pick a good car color, then you can use Chinese astrology for that. And if you don't know your Chinese animal, all you have to do is Google, what is my Chinese animal born in 1975? And then you'll get that. And then when you click on that link, you'll find out what element it is. For example, I'm a fire monkey. So fire is reds. So when I went to pick out one of my cars back in the day, several years ago, I picked a burgundy red SUV, Mercedes SUV. And then the interior would be a complementary element to it. So what feeds fire is wood. And what is the color of wood? Browns. So that was a brown interior and a red SUV. And that was complementing my personal Chinese astrology. That's one thing you can do if you want that next level of energy. You can pick a car within your element based on your Chinese animal. That's another way you can have that extra bit of energy. So again, think about your car. What can you do to make it look better, feel better, work better? Make sure you're up on all your maintenance. Don't wait, just like we say in a home, if a light bulb is dimming, don't wait till it goes dark. That means that the energy in that particular area of the house is low. And each area of our house has a specific energy and a life piece to it. So if the bulb is dimming in the southeast area, which has to do with money, and you just kind of leave it like that, then money is going to come in pretty slow. It's almost like it's dying down. So if you see things that are not working or they're on the brink, go at that point and really go in and fix it, make it, work at its optimum. And the same thing with your car. Be proactive, make sure there's air in the tires, make sure you get your tires rotated, do the things that you need to regularly do to maintain it for safe driving. And then the final thing I will add is to place an intention. Now, I had a feng shui teacher years and years ago who placed a crystal on the rearview mirror of her car with an intention for safe driving and protection. The very small 30 millimeter round faceted crystals, anything bigger or whatever might be blocking and could be distracting to you if it just, shines a lot of colors in your windshield. You don't want that. But you can do a small crystal, and she would place an intention there for protection and for safe driving for her and her passengers. Well, shortly after that, probably within a month, she was in a horrible car accident. Someone rear-ended her. Her car was totaled, but there was no damage to the driver's side. She didn't have a scratch on her. She was totally fine, but her car was totaled and she had to get it replaced. So, that was, one way where the energy was good for her in protecting her. As we all know, feng shui does not prevent things from happening, but it does improve your energy so that when things do happen to you or around you or something of that nature, you're able to respond to it in a positive way. And if she had been hurt, recover quickly, more quickly than someone else. And so those are things that have a little bit of added energy that you can do. Now that we're in the year of the rabbit, I always like to put the little icon for the year on my dashboard, kind of over to the passenger side. And I'm not talking, a huge thing, something small like this, size. And I just, put some double-sided tape that's pretty heavy duty. It's kind of like an electrician's tape. And the little rabbit is there on the corner of the dashboard. That's because of the rabbit year and the qualities that it brings. So, last year I had the tiger, and before that, so that's how I do it, just to kind of feng shui my car a little bit, if you will. You don't have to. Those are just some things that, I offer to you. But the idea is to keep your car maintained, running well, and realize that it is your vehicle through life. It is a very good part of having good feng shui, and that you have safe driving, and you have a safe journeys, travels now and in the future. Okay, thanks for listening. Have a great day, night, and we'll be back talking to you soon. Take care. Oh, feel free to reach out to me on Zoom. Reach out to me at my website, designforenergy.com, for a Zoom consultation or an on-site if you're in Austin, Zoom anywhere in the world. If you want any help with any type of feng shui for your space, your office, a building, a move-in, any of that. I always offer a free 30-minute phone consult for anyone interested in learning more and sharing with you the different ways that I can help you. Thanks again. Take care.